Alright, so this video is going to be a little bit different from the last two that I made because YouTube wouldn't let me put the entire 26 minutes. So this one's going to be like maybe 4 or 5 minutes, probably shorter. And also because that last one really tired me out. So, you know. Um, so yeah, this is what I call like a Quickster review. It's just a quick review of like any other film that I've seen in theaters or one I've seen in Netflix, maybe to catch up with the Oscars or whatever, because I haven't seen any of the Oscar films yet. So that will probably be in that same category. So that being said, here we go.
You want to see me review this movie real quick? You want to see me do it again?
I've always been fascinated by anime films since I started watching all the films made by Studio Ghibli. Since then, I've always been searching far and wide, mostly throughout my days during college, for anime films that are just as good as those Ghibli films. And within that time, I've managed to find a wide variety of filming techniques and animation that I've never even seen before. Films that bring us genuine classics that I've never would have known existed until I bothered to look. And one of those most recent classics that have been released this year is Belle. Aside from watching the first 3 Pokemon movies as a kid, this was the first anime film I've watched in theaters. My only wish is that I actually watched the Ghibli films and had the same experience I had with this film, because it was practically extraordinary. In fact, there was even a Fathom Events where they premiered all the Ghibli films in theaters, but I had to miss out on it because of my crappy work schedule. Going away watching this film was the next best thing, and it was definitely worth the price of admission. The story follows a high school girl named Suzu, who recently lost her mother due to a tragic accident. Since then, she's always been very shy and very unopen to anyone, despite having an amazing singing voice. That is until she finds a social media server called You, an online community used by people all around the world, where she calls herself Belle, which is Suzu in English, and actually gives her the confidence to sing her heart out and immediately become an online sensation. All that attention intersects when she comes across the Beast, wreaking havoc all around the online community concerning Belle and pretty much everyone. She tries to track the Beast down and finds him in the castle. Even finds a rose garden in the middle of it, and finds the Beast himself inside the west wing of the castle. Yeah, you know where this is going. In terms of the story, this is probably one of the best Beauty and the Beast adaptations in a long time. At least better than the ones we had in recent years, but still pretty damn great. It gives us a new feel of a new creative way of actually showing a classic story while also being its own. And that's something I never would have seen in an animated film, at least not in a long time. The director of the film, as well as the writer, Marumu Hosoda, does a really great job of doing this. As far as the animation goes, I mean, look at it, it's freaking beautiful. It's just breathtaking to look at. I can't even take my eyes off it. This entire time, I had my eyes glued onto the screen as I was watching this film. Funny enough, the opening actually plays very similar to Summer Wars, for those of you who have seen it. The introduction to the virtual world is very similar in terms of how it plays out. The only difference is the song that plays. But with that aside, looking at this film in general, I mean, just look at the colors, the character designs, the overall environment. I want to freaking live here. Like, it's that amazing. I want to live here. Another interesting thing about this film is the commentary in terms of how we use social media. It's honestly very refreshing to see a more positive connotation as opposed to more of a negative, which we see very often in media. They always say like, oh, you can't use the social media, it's bad for your brain, or if you use it, people are toxic and they'll destroy you and your mental capacity. It's like, well, that's just the person. That doesn't mean the whole entire thing is a bad thing. Sometimes it's all dependent on how people use it in general. Like, you can't always assume it's always a bad thing. And the movie shows that really well. I'm not going to get too much into it, but the point is, it's used to actually reach out to people who are actually in need of help, as opposed to, you know, trying to be that toxic person. Some of the characters, a little generic, but still likable in their own way. You got your nerd, you got your jock, you got your nerdy jock. They still serve a purpose in the story. The core bit of character development stems from the relationship between Suzu/Belle and the Beast, which brings a lot of emotion to the story, easily the best part of the whole thing. Especially when it comes to the ending, which I will not give away, because I want to encourage anyone watching this video to watch this film because it's that much worth it. And now we get to the second best addition to the film, other than the animation, the music. My god, this is one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a long time. I even listened to it on my off time since I saw this movie, and that was 2.5 months ago. Wow, I'm really slow with these reviews, aren't I? Not to mention the vocals. I mean, don't just listen to this. Be freaking beautiful. The singer's name is Kylie McNeil, and she's also the voice actress for Suzu as well. Knocks it out of the park with this role, as well as with the singing. I mean, if we're talking about Beauty and the Beast here, we should get her and Paige O'Hara to sing a duet. If that's possible, I mean, God, shit, my life would be complete at this point. I don't even need anything else beyond that. My life goals don't even matter. That's all I need. If there's one thing I can say about the film that I would have a problem, and it's a really small one, it's that how did she get all those followers that fast in a matter of like a day? She only used the server like for one night and only sang one song, and then all of a sudden she goes viral overnight, and then they're making remixes of her songs pretty much throughout the. There's like a montage of her song being remixed by everyone. It's just like within that quickly, like I don't think Beyonce in her early years would have gotten that much attention that quickly. It just didn't make any sense to me. But like I said, that's just a small issue. Other than that, the movie itself is really great to watch. I encourage anyone who loves animation or just loves watching anime in general to watch this film on their own time. Although it might be a little hard to find it in theaters, they should be releasing it in May digitally as well as on Blu-ray. But if you can find a way to watch it in theaters, please do so. I guarantee you will not regret it.